Welcome back to Streamline Entertainment. It's Marvin speaking. I hope everyone's having a good day wherever you are in the world. Have to bear with me because I am on holiday. I know there's a bit of a time difference, but I'll still put videos out there because I've got the mornings free. So part one, Hayley Comet Live. This is Truth Seekers, and I thought I would make a comment on it because it was quite some interesting conversation. Let's get straight into it.
Ooh, that's not good. Good afternoon. Sorry about that. Halloween's over. So I just finished watching Hayley Comet's live, and I just wanted to quickly feed back to you guys and see what you think of what has been said, because it is really interesting stuff. And I know a lot of people have said, oh, I've heard it all before, but a lot of things I actually had not heard before. So I'm just going to put the information out there. I would like to add bits of my own information to it as well, because I feel like some parts of this do flow like with my theory. Anyway, back to the point. So the first thing I heard is that Lucy contacted her mum before Debbie knew that Jay went missing. I find that so suspicious. Like, why would she feel the need to contact her mum? She knew what happened to Jay, or wherever he'd been taken, or if he'd been hurt and severely hurt. She knew. Her mum panicked. Her mum flew over. Her mum took her to the police interview, and her mum stopped her from going on any future media interviews.
Yeah, it does. I think that Lucy at that stage was very emotional. What happened to Jay, and I think at that moment her mum knew that she could actually say anything to the media, which probably would have incriminated her. And like I said, there's so much happened. Obviously, a mum is going to be there for her daughter, but I didn't think she wanted her to speak out just in case she got herself in trouble.
Maybe, I don't know, like she's trying to protect her family business or something. Maybe she was worried that she can be implicated, or she was just, worried about her daughter. We don't know. But I do agree, it's mama bear action. Any mama bear would do that. But it's just a shame, that so many lies were told by her that she didn't need to tell necessarily. So yeah, I found that really interesting. Her mum arrived before Debbie even knew. Um, and then her mum took her off to the Gran Canaria for a holiday, so she wasn't there, searching for Jay, putting up posters like she claimed every day. Um, yeah, so that's the first page. I've written down so many notes. It's like being back at uni, but with some laughs and jokes in it. So it was actually really easy to watch. Some people you watch are quite painful. Not painful, but the videos don't flow, like myself included, and they talk about irrelevant things, but I think she just has such humour, and she's able to speak about things like this and just keep people engaged. Anyway, back to the point. So I have spoke for 1.5 hours to someone online, to one of his female friends. Now, I don't know how well he knew this person or who she was to him, or there is potential that she would have want this voice note to be leaked on purpose. Like, we have to be objective here. I don't know. Yeah, so basically this is Ayub's story of what happened.
I think that a lot of people know Ayub, and I think if they think that something's been falsified. I remember a woman did come out and mention that she knew Ayub and couldn't believe that he was actually involved in this case some months back. At the end of then, she seemed pretty shocked up about it, and actually came out. But it was only like a couple of months ago, which was very, very, very interesting. I'm glad she did, because, like I said, it seems like she had a lot more to say, but wouldn't actually say it on YouTube or any other sites. But it was interesting.
Happened. So all of them, Lucy, Brad, Jay, Brandon, no Rocky, were in a car. Now, she also made it quite clear, which I do appreciate, that LK, Rocky, and Ayub arrived that day, which I find really weird as well. Right. So there was, sorry, excuse me. So basically, there was all in the car together. I don't know if two cars would have been involved, actually, perhaps. I don't know. And basically, Brandon got a really bad feeling. He needed to go toilet. He was on drugs. He couldn't urinate. And so because of that, he got out of the car. He ran back to Los Cristianos, and he doesn't know anything about what happened to Jay at the Airbnb. Yeah, so I've got that Ayub, Rocky, and LK arrived together. So was LK at the Airbnb waiting for Jay? Is LK involved in the handover? You know, I do appreciate that Hayley as well said that she doesn't want to put her family, her children in danger, and that's why I don't mention certain names, and I'll just keep it to like the initials. That's what I usually do anyway in my videos. So yeah, according to Ayub, Jay arrived at 6 a.m. Now we don't have a clue what happened. All we know is that Ayub said that, you know, he gave him a charger. What did he say to my friend? No, his friend. You know, and that potentially was Brandon.
Like I said, I think it was Crime 1111 who said that she believes that Brandon was at the Airbnb, and and someone else mentioned that it could have been, like I said, his hands, which were quite familiar in other photos as well. The possibility that Brad jumped out the car, there's a possibility that could be true, and that he didn't want to go along with what he knew, but I still think he knew everything. A lot of people think that he was in the setup. Sometimes people go along with stuff until it actually gets real, and when it gets real, they actually get scared and back out. But they're supposed to be in it. Is that one of the reasons why he took a kick in as well? Because, like I said, he was definitely nursing basically his wounds before he went on live news.
Who must have been asleep. So why was Jay awake and Brandon asleep? Don't know. So yeah, Jay arrived at 6, and then between 7 and 7:30, a vehicle car left. Now, this Ayub somehow linked this car to the Hills Have Eyes, and I don't understand how he could have even done that. I was like, as soon as I heard this, I was like, well, that means his whole statement is a lie, because, you know, he said that they were all asleep the whole time. Now, cars arrive from 7 till 7:30. Now, that's very early in the morning to be arriving at a dodgy old Airbnb randomly. And it does obviously suggest that, you know, Jay was taken away, and who was in that car. Now this is where I think this case potentially gets really dangerous, because I think it's not only linked to Tom Hilton, but I also think it's linked to country lines, shall we say. And I did hear there was a
I agree there. I think a lot of things happened, I think, between Brandon and Jay back home, which led to altercations in Tenerife. So I think this has been going on for quite some time, and I think that was one of the reasons why Debbie was getting a lot of grief back home, like window smashes and other interruptions, which is a terrible thing.
Possibility that Jay had swapped over gangs, but that is just hearsay, so I don't actually know if that's true or false. Yeah, sorry. And then, you know, I had mentioned in the Hills of Eyes with the big wheelbarrows I've got written down, but I remember you know, someone knocking to move the car, it's not going to have a wheelbarrow, are they, as well? And also, if you look at that big patio space outside, like the car park area, it's pretty big. What did I do? Like seal off the entrance or something? I don't know. Yeah, so the Airbnb was only booked for a short while stay. And also, Miss Comet did her research, and I only ever stays at 5-star resorts, and I can back this as well.
Yeah, that was very, very interesting. I mean, that what makes the case so bizarre. Why would he go there into like a dingy £40, or $40 a night, or €40, wherever it is a night? It just doesn't make sense, to be honest with you. It sounds bizarre, and like I said, I think that's where the lie comes into action. So when MWT really bought out AEP, and I think we were all shocked that this had a criminal element in this, and obviously AEP was the last person to actually see him alive. And I think there are a lot of stories, because AEP is the only one that's actually coming out who's giving his side of things, and no one else is. And I do think that he's the puppet, the front man for putting out this narrative, and hope that it all goes away.
In all the Snapchats and all the pictures you've seen on him and the things that he's deleted off his profile, that man lives a life of luxury. He really does. So, I feel like I've missed loads of stuff out. Let me go back, because I was writing notes on both pages. Sorry. Yeah, no, I haven't. I'm just getting into it. Make yourself a cup of tea and relax. So, who picked up Jay? So, the first day Jay went missing, Lucy, Brandon go looking. They don't allow Brad to go. Now, I don't know why would they not allow Brad to go. Was somebody looking for perhaps Brad, because he didn't...
Yeah, if he got out, I reckon if Brad got out, maybe he was just told not to be there, or he had an altercation with someone in asking questions, what happened to Jay, and this is why he didn't come out for a couple of weeks before he talked to the news. That's a possibility.
Turn up at the Airbnb. Was he involved in, like, if you look at pictures of Brad, it looks like he's been badly beaten up. Is Brad the one that escaped and poor Jay did not?
This is what I mean. If, like I said, Brad was getting over his injuries, he could have been the one that went along with it originally, and then realised this has probably gone away way too far, and didn't want any of it, and didn't want to get involved. And I think Rachel, he got in touch with his mum pretty fast, and I think that was one of the reasons why she got out there so quickly to help us and to change the narratives, because like I said, she's been over before, and I think has a lot of contacts, which made, I guess, things okay for Brad, because his mum was there, and she's got a bit of pull with people as well.
There's anyway, sorry, I'm going off track. Third time Brad can come now. He says no, something happened to Jay, so he actually didn't want to take part in the search, because he had a feeling that something had happened to Jay. Now, what happened to Brandon? I have said he won't answer any questions about him in the upcoming podcast, which I find really strange out of all the characters involved. Yet at the start of the case, he was saying, yeah, I can get Brandon on a live with me. I can get him on. But now he can't suddenly answer any questions about him. Weird. And yeah, there was also something about Brandon a couple of days after, when he got back, was telling people that Jay was dead. So how did he know dead. And that brings me something to my mind, actually, a post that I seen from one of Jay's friends, and this links to country lines as well. I probably shouldn't be saying this, but
Yeah, look, I do think that Brandon has a lot to do with this case, but has been told to maybe hush hush by AEP not to incriminate himself. I do think it has definitely an alignment with, the county lines and rug dealings from way before. And I think probably Jay got in a bit deep, maybe owed money, like many people have said, and it just got out of control there. Let me know what you think, people. I thought there was some interesting information that Truth Seekers, actually 333, had brought out on a Hayley Comet Live. There is a part 2 somewhere. If I find it, I will put that out in the next few days. Thank you very much indeed, people.